ask you about President Biden because this convention is, of course, about the top of the ticket. It's also about honoring the legacy of Joe Biden, his presidency, his commitment to public service. You've known him a long time. You've worked closely with him. I wanted to ask you about what do you think the hall is going to be like tomorrow night when he speaks?
There is going to be so much love for Joe Biden. There's going to be tears of joy when he walks into that hall. And what he has done, and I love that a major focus of this is going to be on democracy. He literally saved our democracy in the U.S.
Meanwhile,
if you look behind me over my shoulder, you'll notice those fences and snowplows in place. We've actually watched all morning as they have started to bring in more metal fencing, more barricades, and these snowplows have been kind of navigating around those barricades.
No. I ain't gonna be no extremists at all because they had those at the RNC.
Yeah, they was trying to.
Yeah, okay.
They did, but they wasn't.
But Trump was just shot.
Well, okay.
They wasn't barricading businesses.
You're right about that. Yeah, let's keep going then. Because I was going to say that looked normal. That was at the RNC, but let's see the business.
There was no snowplows.
As they have started to bring in more metal fencing, more barricades, and these snowplows have been kind of navigating around those barricades and getting into place around the UC. Take a look at some of this video we got earlier this morning. You can see a lot of cars have been turning around already as they're met with these new closures that have been set in place overnight and early this morning.
I love democracy. Like, I wish I was going to the convention, but for the neighborhood, there's been like no communication and very little engagement of the people who are closest to it. The parking restrictions have changed 3 times in the last week on our block, and no one's like communicated to us that the protest route actually goes right in front of our building.
And that resident telling us that most of the information he's gotten actually is coming from us or other local news outlets. He says his hopes are that over the next few days, there's more direct communication from area law enforcement or even from the Secret Service. And really his concerns, Mugo Adrina, have been echoed by a lot of drivers and neighbors we've talked to in this area this morning. A lot of frustrated drivers, to say the least. We know security will just continue to get tighter as we approach opening day on Monday.
Yeah, I
said thought their president almost got assassinated.
Yeah, I said that's pretty normal though, bro.
Yeah,
that literally how the RNC
but the
looked
business is shutting
in Milwaukee.
down. That didn't happen.
Yeah, let's see. Let's get to that.
Let's get restaurant right outside it.
Free abortions at the DNC. Free abortions and vasectomies. What do y'all think about that?
See, they charge for the RNC. They give out free abortions for the DNC.
Free abortions is absolutely insane.
Is set to begin. Area businesses are taking some precautions.
WGN's Andrea Medina shows you how some companies in the Loop are starting to board up ahead of the big event.
Given the uncertainty surrounding next week's convention, businesses are taking steps to prevent potential threats to their property like looting or vandalism by adding protection.
We've had zero indication that there would be any protections down in the Loop.
That's why the owner of Sid Jerome Menswear is reinforcing his downtown store by covering up the windows with plywood in anticipation of possible civil unrest and violent protests that may come from the Democratic National Convention next week.
We know from past experiences that something could ensue, so we want to be proactive and get ahead of it.
The men's clothing shop is located on Madison Street, which is down the block from City Hall and along the main route to the United Center, where significant gatherings are expected. The owner hopes these measures will be sufficient to prevent potential damages and avoid a repeat of past incidents.
Wow. We've been a victim on 4 separate occasions where we've been vandalized or looted for, various incidents or events that happened in the city.
They're not alone in their concerns. The Chicago Board of Services says their crews have been actively boarding.
AKA Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was crazy.
So.
They knew. They said the Democrats coming, they bringing the crime with them.
I'm in Chicago, Chirac.
But on Twitter and TikTok, I've been seeing that they've been trying to set up a whole protest against the immigrant stuff. So is that Black Lives Matter?
They did.
They already protesting.
A protest.
They're protesting right now.
No, I'm saying
at the DNC.
In Chicago?
Yes, man. I've seen
papers, the pride flags, the Palestine flags.
I believe it.
All of it.
Alphabet gang.
It's an alphabet.
I told you, the Democrats coming, the crime coming with them.
Just like they see this.
Concerns. The Chicago Board of Services says their crews have been actively boarding up storefronts over the past few days to mitigate losses and destruction. So far, they've secured 12 locations around the West Loop, downtown, and Daly Center area, with plans to board up additional businesses this weekend.
We're not pushing it. We're hoping that the city will be comfortable and there will be no unrest. But if you feel that you want your doors boarded, it's better to board them up than to wait and have to board them up and replace glass.
A spokesperson with the Chicago Loop Alliance indicates that they believe the convention will go off successfully without harming businesses and considers boarding up with plywood to be unnecessary, though they understand why business owners are taking these precautions. Mayor Brandon Johnson is also confident the DNC will proceed smoothly with the support of the Chicago Police Department.
But we're also coordinating with Secret Service and other local law enforcement agencies to ensure that we have a vibrant, safe, productive DNC.
The board up company says if businesses need something boarded up, they encourage them to do it ahead of the convention, but they say that crews will be available if they need something done next week. Reporting in the Loop, Andrea Medina, WGN News.
Yeah, y'all racist, bro.
But we just playing, bro.
You say we racist.
It wasn't me.
Businesses aren't wrong at all because you think about it. If you got black activists coming with the Palestinian
That's crazy that you just
activists
assumed they
coming.
black activists.
Well, BLM coming.
All right,
I ain't gonna, you know,
pull up the
I don't
protest.
even think that a problem.
It wasn't them.
I know it wasn't
It was
them.
Alphabet Gang.
Oh yeah, I know. Hey,
and the watermelon people.
What are they upset for?
Hey,
I don't damn
that's
know.
the most extreme cult we got in America today.
What
I knew they
happened?
was out there.
What
Don't
happened
mess
they
with them.
teamed up?
They like the old MS-13.
What happened to Proud Boys go out there and team up with them and then they get united as Americans?
That would be insane.
No, I'm joking. I don't think that's going to happen.
LGBTQ gonna run all day, every day.
It was LGB and the watermelon people, the Palestine people.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be going.
Hey,
that's what they put in their bio. They
Really?
put that in their bio.
Why?
Because that's what it stands for.
Yeah, bro.
Man,
What's
sound
up? I don't
like
get it.
something. I was
Anyway,
thinking
I
about
don't get
the
it.
chicken
I
and
never heard of
waffle.
What would that have to do with?
Watermelon. I was like, hey, you all funny.
No,
What would that have to do with the Palestinians?
I don't know, bro.
That's
That's just
why
when people
they call it
put that
watermelon?
when they put that in their bio, that's what that means.
Look.
That's what they educated me on TikTok.
I thought, well, I'm messed up for thinking.
Yeah, you messed up.
I was thinking about Kool-Aid and chicken with the next.
And we see where your mind at.
As far as the black
Let me
people, you
stop.
only got to worry about if they feel outraged and they want to come together and do some
They wanna get rid of
activist stuff.
Go pull up
Or
the
if them young
protest.
niggas outside and they out there jumping on cars. That's the only
I hear their
time.
name, I get scared.
But I knew for sure. I knew for sure it was the
wanna be around
LGBT
them.
gang.
Nah, go to our profile.
I don't
go to
think
the
it's just
profile.
them, bro.
Nah,
I think
it's
it's
probably
the
just them,
regular Southside citizens.
Nah, bro.
It's everybody, boy. You
I
gathering
think
all the
profile.
hooligans all around
everybody
together.
comes together. I
Click
think
profile.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Chicago.
The
Best
go
Twitter
right
in the
there.
world.
In Chicago.
Look at them out there.
This y'all party.
Look. Palestine flags, pride flags.
How y'all gonna protest y'all own party?
Look how many cops are out there. And the National Guard pulled
That ain't
up.
how the RNC was looking.
And it hasn't even started yet.
The RNC was welcoming. What
See,
y'all
see
say?
if they can
Democrats.
find the Killer Kamala one. They had a Killer Kamala flag.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot of officers.
He replies. Scroll up, he replies. I replied to something. Killer Kamala. And they said Killer Kamala.
They hot, man.
I don't think they gonna vote for Kamala. I hope not. I've been said that from the jump.
I saw a trucker tweet today. He was like, I've been to 40 states in the past 2 months, and all I see is vote Trump signs. I've never seen a sign for anyone else.
You unveiled your some economic policies last week. Yeah. Can you explain how you're going to pay for those? And can you give us a sense of what other policies you want to unveil going forward?
Sure. Well, I mean, you just look at it in terms of what we are talking about, for example, around children and the child tax credit and extending the EITC. It's at $6,000 for the first year of a child's life. The return on that investment in terms of what that will do and what it will pay for will be tremendous. We've seen it when we did it in the first year of our administration. We reduced child poverty by over 50%. So that's a lot of the work. And then what we're doing in terms of the tax credits, we know that there's a great return on that investment. And when we increase home ownership in America, what that means in terms of increasing the tax base, not to mention property tax base, what that does to fund schools. Again, return on investment. I think it's a mistake for any person who talks about public policy to not critically evaluate how you measure the return on investment. When you are strengthening neighborhoods, strengthening communities, and in particular the economy.
Blah. I can't even.
She's lying.
I can't even focus.
You can't even buy a house right now under your administration.
It went up $100,000.
Inflation is through the roof. It's better to rent than to buy a house. It's actually smarter not to have a kid right now for our generation than to have a kid.
Trump or Kamala?
Trump.
Excuse me, sir. Trump or Kamala?
Oh, Trump. Oh, boy.
Excuse me? Trump or Kamala?
Trump.
The Trojan supporters go stand on business.
Trump.
Trump or Kamala?
Trump.
Excuse me, sir? Trump or Kamala?
Trump.
Excuse me, sir? Trump or Kamala?
Trump.
Trump or Kamala?
No, he gonna say
Kamala.
Look how he said it though.
Kamala.
Trump or Kamala?
Trump.
Trump or Kamala?
Trump. Damn Kamala.
Hey y'all, because these polls, we know that polls aren't accurate.
We know it's all propaganda. What Andrew Tate
Based on
say?
our research, I think that Trump will win. I think it's about a 65% chance.
What did Andrew Tate say about the polls?
The people who give the polls are the ones who came up with the data.
We asked everybody in our office, who's gonna win? Likely voters. They said, Kamala, you're a damn propagandist.
Like Pennsylvania and Michigan, Wisconsin is critical for Harris. 4 years ago, Biden carried Wisconsin by just under 21,000 votes, the closest margin of victory of the election. While our polls show support from black voters has swung 12 points in Harris's favor,
I'm leaning more towards Kamala.
Melody Davey has not bought in. Trump's rhetoric has clearly had an effect on her in an astonishing way.
Have you decided who you want to vote for?
Honestly, no. I'm leaning towards Trump.
And why is that?
A lot of the stuff Kamala says is kind of like what Trump has said, like no taxes on tips was something that was kind of reiterated by Trump beforehand.
We got ourselves a thinker.
She's just kind of been caught up in a lot of lies.
Like what?
I think lying about her heritage was one of them.
Get him.
You think she lied about her heritage?
Yeah, I believe she's just Indian. I don't think she's black.
Say that.
She is always identified as black.
How you gonna tell about? How you gonna tell her about her assessment?
How you gonna tell a black person who's black? She bad as you. I'm sorry. Edit that out.
Sorry, brother. Come on, brother.
You know it's not getting edited out.
Edit that out, please.
She is always identified as black. She is half Indian.
Well, I think that's something we can definitely agree to disagree on.
And there was no convincing her otherwise.
She's the sitting vice president of the United States. A traveling press pool is with her at all times. That's why you do not see the majority of those in the media who are asking her for an interview because they can speak to her at all times. Number two, Number two,
It's all off the record,
the most
though.
important interview she's doing is with the American people.
No.
And that's why you see the polls responding the way they are in terms of who they prefer being the next leader of the free world.
I give you points of respect.
The
That's
polls
pretty
are
good
going to
spin.
decide who the next president of the United States is.
The people are, and the people have not heard any answers from her on anything.
Well,
she's actually not answering questions from voters either. She's answering questions from
So
nobody.
who's going to decide the next nominee, the media or the people?
Well, the nominee
who would you
was
rather interview with?
The nominee was not decided by your party's
Who
voters.
would you rather interview with for
hang on.
November?
You just asked me a question. Who's going to decide the next nominee?
Yeah.
Your party voted for a nominee and then threw him out by the elites. So that's
not true. He decided to step aside and gave the opportunity.
Who is
That's bullshit.
That's Antoine.
He must be related. Nah, let me not say nothing.
Man, his name is not Antoine, guys.
Nigga, his name is Antoine. They
That's
said
what-
it.
that's what he said.
Can't get mad at Antoine.
Antoine,
Uncle
brother.
Twine.
Antoine. Oh.
And that's always a nigga with a red, if a nigga wear a red button up.
Stop saying the N-word, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, no, I met
Peace
an
and Pan-Africanism.
I think you got a booger, brother.
Do I?
On the other side.
Nah, he just judged me too bad. He
Okay.
get on his ass.
Do
man.
I?
Nah, he
It
just.
look like it's gone.
I'm gonna get on your ass.
It look like it's gone, brother. Let me see. No homo. Nah, I ain't gonna say.
I
Let
ain't
me
have no
see.
damn
Get it
booger.
for
But,
him. You was finna dig it for him.
Get it for him.
Anyways, bro. Anyways,
I ain't had no
I met a
damn
guy at the RNC that was trying to be a black activist, and he had a red button up, not the red tie, the red. If you got the blue
That's
suit,
a pink button up.
red. Either way it go.
Well, that's worse.
A nigga with one, you
It
know
might-
he finna be an activist.
Antoine, no
And gave
fade.
the opportunity for Kamala Harris to be our nominee.
All of his own
Dude,
volition.
she's
I tell you what,
here,
guys,
bro.
14 million votes.
in the house that Michael
She
Jordan
playing.
built here at the United Center. You're right, Guy. That was some spin, Antoine.
They got on his ass.
Wait.
They got on his ass.
He talking about some Michael Jordan built this house.
At the United Center.
I know the Chicago.
It just
Good
funny.
job,
All of his own
Antoine.
volition.
I tell you what,
Look at her
14 million
arms.
votes.
She
in the house
playing.
that Michael Jordan built here at the United Center. You're right, Guy. That was some spin, Antoine.
Why they had to bully Antoine,
It was
man?
just
They
funny
left
how
him
they
out
said,
there
we
for the
let
sharks.
you get your ass up here. You gonna say that shit?
Antoine.
You see what she did? She said, "All right." I said, "No." She played too much.
She said it before us.
All right, nigga.
Oh, whoa.
Nah, she's dead wrong for that.
You stop doing that, bro. That's
I'm
the
sorry,
problem,
bro. It's just
You
hard, bro. It's
racist,
funny, bro.
Don Lemon.
We're here in Jersey, Atlantic City. Who do you
Y'all
support?
boy.
I plead the fifth.
Trump for the win.
Tell me why.
I can't really call that right now, but I just feel like she's not good for president. She's good vice, but not for the actual lead role for the country.
Does it have anything to do with being a woman?
No.
Not gonna get me.
No, because I feel like women, nah, you're not going to give me that.
Your money's on Harris.
Yeah,
Who do you want?
Trump.
Why don't you like Harris?
She doesn't have any experience.
She's
She
the
was
vice
with
president.
Biden.
She's a senator.
Yeah, no experience. No. She had no experience.
Well, I want Donald Trump. I just feel we need somebody that has a stronger background with the military and the world in general.
She's a prosecutor, and an attorney general, and a senator, and a vice president. You're in a gambling town. Who's your money on?
I'm gonna support the Democratic Party, but I mean, Trump looked like he got it in the bag right now.
4 years ago, it was a lot better. I made a lot more money than I do now.
I know you feel that way, but that's not actually what the record shows. The economy is actually better under Biden.
He a data.
He laughed at his ass.
He's a data guy.
He laughed
What a
at him.
pussy.
He laughed dead in his face.
He laughed at him.
But the data
he threw
shows.
his
The
hand back.
data.
The data
Nigga, we
does not
lived in
show.
it.
The data does not show.
Honey buns is 150.
The price of a house went up $100,000.
Shows the economy is actually
Where?
better under Biden. No, I'm serious. That's what the facts show.
Okay, you know what?
No, that's not because I watch CNN. Trump or Harris?
Trump.
That's who's gonna win.
That's who's going to win.
Who you support?
I support Trump. All the people that came to this country legally, it's not fair that they're letting all 10,000 to 15,000 people or 20,000 people here illegally. Have you seen San Diego? They're coming off the boats, off the water right here, off the ocean. Did you know Biden was flying them in? Did you know Biden was flying them in? You didn't know that?
What do you Canadians think about what's going on here?
We think you're all nuts. We're just watching from afar and just enjoying the show.
Now y'all are nuts.
I gotta get out of Atlantic City. Where are we going to next?
Big
Nice
Google
try.
I was gonna do
you
them
see
big
what
ass
Ale-
glasses.
You see what Alex Jones said about him? He said that the mainstream media kicked him to the curb, and he's still out here pushing their narrative. They said he's a real bot.
He asked Candace. He was like, they were arguing, and Candace was like saying something about he was trying to corner her. He was like, "Do you think that it's a sin to be gay or something like that?" And then before she could even answer, he was like, "How about you just call me a right now?"
Oh, yeah.
She was like, "Why would I?"
He said, "Would you call me that?"
Oh, snap.
Who's that? Oh shit!
It's at the DNC.
Your money! 150,000 people are dead! You are funding a genocide! And Harris
I hope the security good out there. They might do some crazy shit.
She's like a substitute teacher.
She stood there and got captured.
You know who that look like? Don't that look like that our one lunch lady at UL? They used to serve us.
That does.
The one with
That's
the dreads?
exactly who that. No, I know.
Oh, hey, well, y'all seen this, bro?
Oh, is that Jamal?
That's Rashad.
Yeah.
That's Jamal and Roland.
for the skull.
that's
man.
Jamal. That's
Y'all
Jamal.
can't put niggas in the same room.
That's Jamal and Roland. Roland was
Y'all
talking
should've
shit to
known
him
from Waffle House.
Roland was talking shit to him on X, and he replied, and Roland blocked him. He said, "I'm finna pull up on you."
Y'all should have known from Waffle House.
Yeah, that's Jamal Green.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Roland.
yeah. Shout out Lou
Jamal been
Valentino,
tweeting
man.
for weeks. I'm about all weekend. He said, I'm about to. He said, "I'll see you." He blocked him. He said, "I'm gonna see you when I get there." And he went and really saw about that.
Hold on.
Yeah, you ain't see that, bro? Man, they finna fight at the DNC, y'all. Them niggas. Nah, I'm playing.
You tweeted, you called me dumb yesterday, right? First of all, you called me dumb.
That nigga Roland scared.
Say what you got to say right now. Say what you got to say.
Look at this dude.
He's scared.
Wait till you see the.
He's scared.
They got smoke like that, man. They got smoke up
He
there.
called
for
him
real.
dumb.
Yeah, man.
He was talking shit to him, and then he replied. He came at Jamal unprovoked, and then Jamal replied. He blocked him. Jamal said, "Babe, I'm gonna see you in Chicago." He really pulled up and saw about that. This your guy right here, Solomon.
Tampon Tim, Tampon Tim, Tampon Tim, Tampon Tim, Tampon Tim, Tampon Tim.
He kind of did something with that.
They did. He good on the hook, man. He like
kinda did something
Quavo.
with that.
If we the Migos, see Quavo.
Shut up.
I'm take off, man. I'm gonna run it.
We will see what happens at the DNC.
That's Don Lemon
It
in
should
Philly.
be funny.
I'm scared for Trump to win. We need a woman in power.
It's really making you anxious?
Yes, stressed, very stressed.
I feel you,
It's gotta
Shawty.
be
I
okay.
see how you stress.
No matter who wins?
No matter who wins, it's got to be, because this is the best country on the planet.
The prospect of living under the Trump administration for the next 4 years is very frightening to me. So there's a lot at stake.
I'm very excited to see Kamala Harris on the ticket.
For real, for real?
Yes.
Sure, y'all got a good amount of crime.
Because it's about time we not just have a woman represent the country, but a woman of color. She's going to be able to represent, I think, a broader
I want
my
that
God.
quarterback
Anybody
because
else
he's
that we've ever
Mexican.
She's qualified, you think?
I want that.
If she wasn't,
Yes.
why would she have done
Because
so
he's an
well
Asian.
He's good with the X's and O's.
That quarterback boy, he can think that Asian quarterback.
That's really
And
the
we need
reason.
representation. He
That's
not got
really-
no speed though.
Nah, you.
No cannon.
Nah, you.
He got that brain though.
Nah, he's
we
gonna
need
get us
diversity.
canceled. He's gonna get us canceled. I don't condone him.
That's
no.
really their answers when you ask them why they think Kamala should win.
It's funny.
And it's sad. It's sad.
Nah, Kamala not winning. What
Why
y'all
would they
put up? What
start
you wanna
him?
bet? What you wanna bet?